Hello and welcome to Deconstructed, now on MojoPlays, where we take a list that we've already done and break it down entry by entry to see why things placed where they did and discuss them a bit. Today's list is the top 10 most wanted games of 2018. It's going to be fun, so let's take a look at the ranking first. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, let's take a look at our panel. With me today is Andrew. Hey. And Ricky.
Hello.
That's we are like 60% of the video game department right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we have a fire, we're in real big trouble. Gentlemen, 2018, it's going to be a good year, you think?
For PlayStation.
For PlayStation.
Oh yes, for PlayStation. Oh, yeah.
All right. So let's get into it. Gentlemen, entry number 10 is Dragon Ball FighterZ or Z. What do we say?
Fighters.
Fighters. But it's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
You know, we did a Star Wars list a little while ago. We were doing like best Star Wars games, and I was thinking that like Star Wars is a property that fits like every genre of gaming.
Yeah.
Now Dragon Ball is a franchise that does not, but it's perfect for a fighting game.
If you're gonna make a fighting game, like make it about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I mean,
Or if you're gonna make a Dragon Ball game, make it
about fighting. I mean, because there's not much else. Like, what are you gonna do?
No, I mean they've tried to sort of like mix it, like make weird third-person sort
Yeah,
of
like
hybrid RPG fighters and stuff, but
No,
I
I think
it's kind of hit and miss.
At its core, like Dragon Ball is about dudes screaming and then punching each other through planets.
Yeah.
So like this is gonna be fun. Here's the thing, I'm not big on fighting games. I need a gimmick. Like I like Soul Calibur because the gimmick is the weapons. I get bored of Mortal Kombat because the gimmick doesn't happen enough. I don't want to learn the combos to make fatalities. I like
Injustice. We played a lot of Injustice.
We played a lot of
Injustice is great.
Injustice because like the superheroes was enough of a gimmick to get me in. So I'm interested in this one. I don't have a huge history with the franchise, but I think it's a good fit. And like I said, it's got enough of a like flair for me to want to try it.
Yeah, I remember when we ranked this list, we had number 10 was blank for a while.
Yeah.
And then we were like, no, this is
Definitely gonna go.
10. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
The only problem with I'm gonna say this right now at the top of the list. The only problem with counting down like anticipated stuff is like we're always positive. There's not going to be a heck of a lot of disagreement today.
That's for sure.
But well, we'll see. All right, entry number 9. Far Cry 5.
Yeah, man, I
thoughts,
can't believe
go.
there's been 5 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of Far Cry.
5 and a couple of spin-offs.
Well, they needed to do something new, and you know the setting for this is sort of the biggest thing.
It's Montana.
I always want to like these. Okay, I'm always super impressed at the realization of Ubisoft's environments. Like we got to play Assassin's Creed Origins, and if that game was based solely on how well they recreated Egypt, that would have been
Gorgeous.
Best game ever.
Yeah.
Like it's so nice, but I'm always impressed, but not engaged enough to continue. So I'm really hoping Far Cry 5 is going to be the one to put me over because I beat 3, but 4 I literally I petered out pretty fast. Although, again, super impressed. So I'm gonna hold. This is not gonna be a day one buy for me, but I'm gonna be watching it. It's gonna be on my sale list, I think.
Do you think it's going to make do you think a lot of people are looking forward to it because of the setting? Like, do you think that's going to be enough to mix it up? Because it seems to me that like it's just a little bit too late.
It feels
for
a bit
Far Cry
gimmicky
game
too.
now.
Like Far Cry is one of those things where like it's down the line. I feel like it's a Call of Duty kind of thing where it's like people are just. Okay, it's another Far Cry game. Like how much
franchise exhaustion?
Yeah, people are just exhausted about it, and like just looking at the comments in the YouTube section, nobody seems to be dying to get their hands on Far Cry 5. So, and even the setting, I mean, like.
So would you say this isn't one of the top 10 most wanted games of?
I wouldn't put it on the list. Not because I don't feel like people are dying to play it. I just feel like okay, it's another. Probably going to be a good entry in the Far Cry franchise.
They're always competent.
Yeah, it's a good game, but is it like a most wanted game? I don't know about that.
Okay. I will say that I do want it just because I enjoy playing games co-op with my buds.
Yeah, that's the selling point.
This one's going to have like drop in, drop out, I think.
Yeah,
co-op.
I think you do the story with your friends too.
Pardon? Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can do the story, whereas like other Far Cry games, they were separate missions that you could do with your buddies. So I'm looking forward to that, but I always play Ubisoft games wishing they were RPGs. So I always wish this was more of an RPG. So anyway, I know a decent amount of the guys back in the office are looking forward to this, so I won't say it has to come off the list, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm on the
Time
fence
will
about
tell.
this one. Andrew, you've been strangely quiet about this.
I just don't care that much about Far Cry games.
There we go.
You know me, I played them, but I just don't. I never stuck with them.
He doesn't care.
Back of the box quote for you, Andrew LaBelle. I don't care. Boom. Anthem. Okay, so this game's in a good position because Destiny is up. Like Destiny's had a rough end of the year.
Yeah, Destiny 2 was a bit of a controversy.
Okay, here's the thing. Full disclosure, I've been playing Destiny 2 recently with my buddy.
Yeah.
And we love it. We're having so much fun.
Good, that's the point.
So if this is going to deliver more of that, because I think that's what it's positioning itself as. I mean, the characters almost look like Destiny characters.
Almost.
Also, BioWare needs a win, man.
Yeah, that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, EA also kind of needs a win.
They need a lot of wins, not just Anthem.
But so they're in position to profit nicely off this, but we'll see. I mean, it's these games, the general foundation is usually pretty good. You know, like shooting, getting loot, building your character, but it's all about the end game. So even when this game comes out and you've played it for a week, you won't actually know if it's a success. These games, you can only judge them 3, 4, 6, 7 months on, you know? Like, by now we've judged that Destiny 2 has had a bit of a rocky start, whereas that came out and everyone's like, this is great. Anyway, we're such corporate shills, aren't we?
But I'm like,
yeah.
no, this one, you were saying that BioWare needs a win, and I still have faith in BioWare to like, at the very least, they can deliver like a really engaging world. And I sort of like the gimmick with this one, with the suits and being, I mean, we haven't seen much about it, but the gameplay trailer we saw has them like, you know, flying all over the place
It
and
looks
fighting
cool. The
really big
environments
stuff.
are nice too.
Yes, exactly. More so where Division is sort of like a cover-based shooter. Destiny is a bit more of like a Halo kind of like run and
it's
gun.
Halo the MMO for sure.
Whereas this looks like something that even if this was a single-player game, it would still be something new.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't you find the art style is a little derivative? I find there's nothing that you can be like, that's from.
But you know,
Anthem.
that's
Well,
the
we'll see.
problem with like futuristic, you know, mech shooting like games. Like they all kind of have the same aesthetic.
This kind of like this
I mean,
universal meeting point.
But
It's
I don't have a
futuristic
problem with that,
suits.
though. Very jungly, though.
It looks cool.
I'm just gonna just to reiterate. I hope it does well. Now I know it's part of this trend that gamers hate, which is games as service. These games that never end, which is really convenient for putting loot boxes and microtransactions into.
EA?
So yeah, and it's EA again. So the if you'll excuse my language, the chance of fuckery here is pretty high, but I see a lot of potential. So I'm just hoping it's good. I never want a game to fail. Like some people, like they look at games and you're like, I want this to fucking screw Xbox.
Bitter people.
Yeah. Not naming any names, but I want this game to do well, even more so than the rest that we're going to count down. Aside from a few, which are really my personal favorites. Okay. Is that enough? Are we good? Yeah, I think that's good. Entry number 7. Let's rock. Full disclosure, gentlemen. Not really a fan of Ni no Kuni 1. Not a huge fan of JRPGs in general. If I like a JRPG or a Japanese RPG, it's usually something that kind of gets outside the box. However, if there's one thing that can pique my interest in these two genres that I'm not entirely big on, it's Miyazaki who can get me interested. Because this is the series that's sort of heavily based off his artwork. I don't think he's directly related to this one. Help me out here.
I don't.
Help me out in the comments,
honestly
maybe.
do not know if he's.
But we'll look it up in post-production. But I've been on a Miyazaki tip. I've been watching like My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away, and I want to do Howl's Moving Castle with my partner soon.
That's great.
So I'm interested, but it's not one of mine.
No, this is one of yours, right?
Well,
We should have had Dave on because Dave is looking forward to this.
Yeah, Dave's definitely looking forward to this more than all of us here. But I did some research. I watched some of the gameplay footage because I haven't played the first one. I've seen it, but I haven't played it. But this actually looks, for a JRPG, looks really cool. It's a big open world, so you're not constricted to a small space. It's kind of like that like Final Fantasy overworld. You can kind of like travel to little towns. There's a lot of things to do. And from what I've seen in the combat, it's not turn-based. Like you're actually you can actually like be there and fight, and it's not like boring. It's not stagnant, and the graphics are actually really nice. Like,
Well, it's the Miyazaki art style.
yeah, it's nice. It's good to look at.
All right. Well, something to keep our eye out for. But again, we should have had Dave on because Dave, our other guy who's on a couple of other episodes of Deconstructed, he's the big fan.
Just for this entry,
of
you
all
could
of
have
this.
just been
Yeah,
here
just for
and,
this entry. We should have
took it
subbed him in.
over.
Because Andrew is
I had
not
so much
saying
to say
anything.
about that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go. Hopefully you open up with our next one, bud. Okay, so alternate title for I think for this list could have been top 10 reasons Dan might buy a PS4 in 2018. Because I love Spider-Man. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man 2 way back on PS2.
Oh, that was the last one I played.
Yeah, of course.
Well, that's the
because
one that everyone still
last-
talks about.
That's the one that everyone still talks about,
Yeah.
right? Although people were upset, we said Amazing Spider-Man 2 was one of the worst open world games of all time. A lot of people apparently like that.
I mean,
But back to this, Insomniac.
yeah.
They're finally going to give Spider-Man what people are calling the Arkham treatment.
what he deserves, honestly.
I mean, people like every new Spider-Man game that comes out, before the game is actually released, it looks good. Whereas this one genuinely looks really, really, really good. And like you, I'm super angry that this is a PlayStation exclusive. I mean, from here on down the list, it's going to seem like we're giant PS fanboys. But
Go where the good games are, you know?
I mean,
no shame.
Can you tell what console he owns?
I have a PS4 and it's great. It's great.
Anyway,
yeah.
I want it to do good. Also, Insomniac, they're the Infamous guys. They're infamous for Infamous. So
Infamous 2 is great.
Infamous 2 is great. Like, not a big fan of Second Son. I got some hands-on time with that one. It was okay. But this is going to be good. And there's no Spider-Man movies coming out in around this time. It's not based off a
they're
movie,
not tying it into anything.
which is usually the big downfall of all of these superhero tie-in things. So I think it's going to be good.
What I like about this too is right off the bat, you're an experienced Spider-Man with this one. So it's not like, you're not getting the whole backstory of like, oh, you're becoming Spider-Man. Like, you are Spider-Man and you've been Spider-Man for a long time. So you start off with all of these awesome movesets.
Right.
You're not really constricted. And also, the open world is available right from the start. You can just get out there and explore New York. There won't have to be like missions where they'll introduce you to like, you know, this section and this section. Like, it throws you into it.
I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see because we haven't actually played it yet.
yeah.
But that's always my big problem with open world games. It takes a while for them to take the training wheels off of you and let you actually go and like so you can experience the real game. I'm jealous, man. We're gonna have to get this one on the office console because we need it. And continuing the list of disappointment, entry number 5. God of War. Go.
So,
I see you have something to say.
yes,
Scheming.
because I don't have a PS4, but I'm really looking forward to this game because my relationship with the God of War games is a little bit strange.
You don't like them?
No, and I try to. And every time a new one comes out, I pick it up and I play it, and I'm like, this is really fun. And then about 2 hours into it, I'm still really impressed by how good it is and really confused why I'm not enjoying it.
It's a
But it seems like a complete wipe the slate clean, make a new game.
Exactly, and they're sort of giving it like a bit of a, like the Uncharted kind of more cinematic. I mean, the God of War games have always been cinematic.
Absolutely.
But they're cinematic in big ways. You're like hanging off the end of a Titan or...
The word is epic.
Exactly.
They're always epic.
Epic, rather than sort of more cinematic, whereas this is sort of
Bridging the
pulling
gap.
back, exactly, and being a bit more like, I'm sure there will be big epic moments as well, but like it's going into really like detail.
I mean, it looks like they took a little bit out of The Last of Us, just with the sort of paternal relationship thing going.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And like, Kratos is a dad now, so like, what's that going to be like?
Which is so weird,
Yeah,
because
it's really
Kratos has
weird.
always been such a one-dimensional rage monster.
Yeah, he just hates it.
So,
the gods.
I mean, it's an interesting way to take it. I would have liked to be a fly on the wall for the meetings where they were pitching this, because like, there's nothing that really needs this to be a God of War game.
No.
No,
mythology is completely different.
You could just put some clothes on him and maybe change the color of his face, and it would be a completely different game. No one would even draw the
No,
parallels.
just make him a Viking.
Someone would be like, "Oh, it's sort of like God of War, except it's Norse mythology."
But then it's not even sort of like God of War anymore.
Do you think our kids are going to be playing one where like Kratos is ripping it up in Egypt,
I
or
mean,
in like,
who knows where they'll take him?
or in like pre-colonial
I
Latin
think-
America?
I don't
No,
think about pre-colonial Latin America.
No, I think this
Man.
is going to be like a continuation of going. I think they're going to bounce around between mythologies.
Really?
Like, I don't think they're going to make a whole trilogy in the North mythology.
You
I
think they're
he's
gonna
be on
go,
some kind of
like,
globe-trotting adventure.
Oh, you think it's going to be Assassin's Creed Steez,
Exactly.
where each new game is a new setting?
Isn't exactly
Interesting. What do you guys think about that? They going to stick in the Norse mythology, or are they going to take a little trip around the globe? Let us know. But for now, entry number 4. Ricky does the research
I do.
for this show. Now, Ricky, you were telling us that there was only pretty much one game that was getting
Only one
comments.
game. Kingdom Hearts by far destroyed the comment section. Every 50 Kingdom Hearts comments, there was like one comment like, "Is anybody waiting for The Last of Us?" And I was like, dude, Kingdom Hearts is the king this year. And I understand. I mean, since 2006, since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. I don't know if these guys are.
You haven't done the mobile versions like Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop, Dissonance. And
yeah,
all that stuff?
I've done a couple of them, not all of them. There's so many in between. Honestly, there's like 10 games.
Yeah, all the spin-offs.
No, I haven't done all the spin-offs, but I've played the main games and some of the better portable ones. And I understand, like, since 2006, people have been waiting for this game, and it got delayed so many times, and now we're finally at a point where 2018.
Here's the thing.
Might be it.
Fans are just so crazy about this. I will read one comment from Juan Linerna. I'm sorry, Juan. I screwed up your name, and I'm going to read you being very angry right now. All right, Watch Mojo. I'm tired of your shit, but this is the last straw. Kingdom Hearts 3 is not only the most anticipated game of 2018, but it's the most anticipated game of all time. To put it at number 4, not even top 3. It's just despicable. Oh, God.
That hurt.
Despicable.
That hurt.
Kingdom Hearts fans.
You gotta
I'm
chill.
going to generalize a little bit. Yeah.
You gotta chill. We love the games are great. Honestly, it's a mashup no one would have thought worked, but you gotta chill, bros.
People don't like the games as much as you do.
Oh my God.
Okay. I understand why you're so excited about the third Kingdom Hearts game, because you've been waiting for a really long time, and it looks very good. And the Kingdom Hearts games are good games. But other people don't like them anywhere near as much as you do, and you gotta step back.
I mean, if I could add Goofy and Donald Duck to every single one of my favorite video game franchises, I would, but I mean, we don't live in that perfect
That would
world.
be crazy, yeah.
Andrew also clearly didn't read the part of the Watch Mojo user manual that said don't alienate the audience directly. But that's fine. He's new. Okay, now we can move on to the one that I'm totally fangirling
All right,
over.
let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
He's not faking. He's not
I'm not faking this at all.
He's not
Okay,
faking
because
this at all.
I would sit with my 3DS playing Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate and Monster Hunter Generations and be like, man, I just wish I could play this on PC with like nice graphics, and I wish I could show all my friends, because like you put a 3DS in most players' hands and try to get them to play Monster Hunter, and they're just like, ugh. Like you're just like, what's a nubbin? So not only, this is like a dream come true. I never thought it would happen. I'm like, maybe it would come to a mainstream console, but there's no way it's coming to PC. But it is. It's going to be late. It's going to be late. It's hardly going to be 2018 anymore.
April.
It's
No.
No. It's coming out end of this month for end of January, in case we
for,
broadcast
consoles,
this another
yeah.
time. But it's no, PC's being delayed till fall.
Oh, fall.
Till the fall.
Oh,
till
I thought
autumn.
it was like
guys
So I
spring.
said autumn, not April.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay.
But I'm so freaking
That
pumped.
sucks.
You guys can come to my house. And
I don't know. Do we have any
You can
comments
tell
about
us how
Monster
good
Hunter?
it is.
I will
No
capture
comment.
You can
footage,
tell us how
yeah.
good it is before we can.
Luke West says, I can die happy with Monster Hunter World. And you know what, Luke? I'm in agreement. This is my Kingdom Hearts 3. The amount of furor that people have over Kingdom Hearts 3, I have for Monster Hunter. I love this freaking game. Do you guys have anything to say? I don't care.
Yeah, I played the demo, and it was super fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot to do, but what I could, obviously it's a demo.
I just think they're so charming, these games, man. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're excited. Dude, this is your game, man. This is your game. I get it. I played it. I think it's great. I'm going to buy it when it comes out. I'm super excited to be able to play with my friends, co-op, and take down some of those beautiful beasts,
creatures that you get and cut them up and
Yeah.
take their parts and turn them into swords.
Definitely, yeah. I'm looking forward to that at the end of this month.
And I think we're pretty safe. The beta's come out. Nobody was ripping on it.
Nope.
No, usually when something like that happens, there's always like right afterwards, there's always like,
Like a
just
big dip in it.
landslide of negative comments.
Yeah, and there weren't any. So I'm really. Can you tell which one I like the most? I mean, I just said it, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. But switching back to other crazy fan bases, we have our next entry.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay, so before we get down into it, we will say that this was a little bit of an error on our part because it hasn't actually been confirmed for 2018. But we know that people are just crazy for this game. Like this is a series you simply cannot criticize. We learned that the hard way on WatchMojo.com.
Yeah.
So people like this, even if none of us in the office are looking forward to it, I think we had to put this on the list.
Yeah, I think-
even if it's not coming out in 2018. Even if Dan didn't shut off his phone before shooting. Anyway, guys, Last of Us
this
Part
is
2.
definitely one of the most anticipated games, just period.
Out there now, yeah.
Right now. And man, again, I'm not that much of a console fan, but I bought a PS3 for the original Last of Us
Wow.
and did not
finish it?
It was not. I was not disappointed in
You
it.
were-
No, I finished it. I
Oh,
wasn't
you finished it?
disappointed in
Okay.
it. No, I didn't finish the Uncharted.
Oh, right.
I
The
didn't get
Uncharted
to.
games.
I didn't finish the Uncharted games. I finished this one, and it was super worth it. And I'm really looking forward to this next one.
Well, you're gonna have to get a PlayStation 4 for that. But I watched the trailer and the teaser for this, and man, it was brutal. I mean,
Yeah, there was some backlash about that.
Yeah,
Because they didn't really give you much context. It's just like, hey, watch this.
It's just like throw
girl's
me
getting her
into
arm
this
broken.
horrible world where people are getting destroyed. Anyways, I think it's gonna be like super tense and just like gut-wrenching to play, which is going to be awesome because it's a story game. Naughty Dog is known for their story, so right there they're putting you in a situation where it's like, this is the world now.
The only thing that gave me pause, like I didn't really mind the trailer, but the only thing that gave me pause about that, my biggest critique of the first one was I wasn't so big on the human versus human sections. Now now that's a huge theme in all post-apocalyptic stuff.
Pretty much.
It's always like, oh man, we're the real monsters, dude.
It is true though. Zombies can't plan.
Zombies don't plan. Zombies don't betray each other, dude. So I just kind of like, I got that message a while ago, and I'm like, I find the cordyceps zombies. Is that what they're called? The zombies, the fungus zombies. Anyway, I found those. Pardon?
Yeah,
I know the
clickers.
clickers.
The clickers. Yeah, whatever. Those guys are way cooler, I find, than just like Tim, the scummy guy who wants to eat you.
Definitely.
You know, like, so.
Scummy Tim.
I hope the game has at least a decent balance of human versus zombie
Well, just from a
and human
gameplay
versus.
perspective,
From a
it's
gameplay
hard
perspective.
to mix it up when it comes to zombies because they run at you and you
Yeah.
shoot them.
And I just like, I'm not a big fan of cover shooters in third person.
No.
So, but man.
But The Last of Us 1 is worth playing just for the story.
For
I mean, it's a
sure.
really good game,
Yeah,
period, but it's worth playing just for the story alone. So if anything else, this is going to be worth playing again just for the story.
These guys are in big trouble if it sucks. Like if there's something severely wrong with it, or if they like put in some political message that people aren't happy with, or anything like that, they're in big trouble.
There's a lot on their shoulders,
There's a
man.
lot of
Yeah.
like I mean between
Yeah.
this, like I think the only sequel that Kingdom Hearts definitely has to be pretty good too. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's less risk of screwing that up. I don't know.
Do you think people's standards for Kingdom Hearts games are lower than for an
I think they
Uncharted
forgot.
game?
It's been so many years. You're like, it's just a Kingdom Hearts game. It's great no matter what. It's better than nothing.
I don't know. I disagree though. I don't think this. I mean, this game I think could be mediocre, and it wouldn't be. It's not going to be mediocre. It's going to be super good. But it could be mediocre, and it wouldn't be the end of the world. Because whereas Kingdom Hearts 3 needs to be amazing because of how much people have been waiting for it.
Yeah.
Like right now, this is still just a tease.
Yeah, and like Naughty Dog, they can afford to get a few strikes.
But given their track record, I don't
think
like
it's gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I
No,
think
it's
it's a
gonna be.
pretty secure lock.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are relatively insured to be successes, let's push on to number one. Okay, seriously now. Entry number
RDR2.
one, RDR2.
Yeah.
I've been watching Godless, which is a
Television
television show, and every second of that makes me want to go back and replay RDR, and then I go, oh man, RDR2 is coming. Oh, I don't know, I'm just so excited about this game. It looks incredible. Like, we haven't seen much of it, but the graphics are
Well, we know what Grand Theft Auto 5 looks like.
Yeah.
Especially in HD. So take that, put it in the West, maybe give it a few years worth of extra polish. You know the graphics are going to be great.
Rockstar is so amazing at making games.
Here's my question. I don't think the integrity of Rockstar or just the fact that this game's probably going to be pretty sweet. I don't think that's up for too much debate. But what I will ask is, do you think it's going to be more popular than GTA 5? I think the second you add any sort of extra flavor to a franchise, you make it sci-fi, you make it fantasy, you set it in the West, instantly interest drops off. I think GTA is so popular because of how much of like a real world simulator it is. I just can't see this being anywhere near as popular. And you know the suits at Rockstar are hoping that it is. They're projecting that it's going to sell more for sure.
I don't think it will. And like look what GTA, look at the post game of GTA, just the mods, the online. That has given so much life to it. I mean, if YouTube is any indicator, videos with GTA in it, they get like crazy,
Kabillion
like,
views.
like 3 times as much as a video with something else. So the popularity of that franchise is just, it blows everything out of the water. But Red Dead, when it came out, it was like exceptional for its time. I mean, the
Oh, it's a
scope, the
fantastic
size.
game.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it I just don't feel like these games make the cultural impact
No.
that GTA
No, because
does.
there's no like cars.
I think GTA, it's impressive because of how well it simulates like the real world, heavy air quotes. And like if you look at the most popular games ever, it's always games that like stick pretty close to reality.
PUBG?
Like PUBG, I mean, but that's like, you know what I mean? That has no fancy art style. It has no thing like that. Counter-Strike before it, same with Modern Warfare. So, like I said.
So you see, yes, this has potential. It probably won't be as successful as GTA 5, but it could be better than GTA 5.
I think it'll be more loved by the fans, by like true fans, and I think the critics are going to love it. I just don't think it's going to be this giant, ubiquitous cultural phenomenon that Grand Theft Auto is.
That's okay.
No, but that's probably why it took them so long to make it, is they probably had to sell it to the higher ups and be like, let us make this game,
They
please.
can't get to the boardroom to pitch RDR2 because there's just too much money, too much Grand Theft Auto money in the hallways. It's just like falling out of shit.
Yeah.
Good problems to have.
Are you
at
worried about
Rockstar.
microtransactions in this game? Because they've started really implementing that into Grand Theft Auto Online pretty hard.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, everything's going to have every AAA game these days is probably going to have some pretty severe monetization.
But I mean, if the whole package that you're buying, which I think it will be, has an insane amount of content, I don't think people are going to be too pissed about having to pay for certain things. I mean, I don't even know. Is there going to be an online component to this?
Absolutely. Like there's just, especially after the success of
there should
of the
be.
new one.
Yeah,
There's no
for
way
sure,
there
yeah.
isn't. One thing I will say, and I think this gets lost in the monetization, DLC, microtransaction debate thing a lot, is that if you like that game and you've played it for over a month, 2 months, it's not a big deal to spend another $5-10 on it, or even buy some in-game currency. Like you're happy to do that. So, I mean, we have this whole debate on MojoPlays. You should watch it, Mirror Match, about like the ethics of that. But at the same time, I think monetization, when done right, is not inherently evil.
Oh, I agree with that. If you get what you pay for, then that's fair to me.
Yeah, as long as like the initial package isn't, you don't feel like it's been too cut up and nickeled and done.
Taken away from the initial game.
But I mean, what are they going to sell? Gold revolvers? I swear to God, in a
figure
year
out
I'm going to be
something.
looking. There's going to be gold. There is absolute 100% calling it now. Gold revolvers.
It's gonna go the Counter-Strike route and make you pay for skins. You think?
Oh yeah, like the skill tracker thing, or the one that you get notches on.
Oh God.
Oh man.
I hope that's not.
Oh, that actually, I just made myself sad.
Yeah.
That's a bad way to end it, but we're ending it. Here we go. Thank you for joining us on Deconstructed, everybody. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. We're brave men. We can take it. So let us know, and let us know what other lists you'd like to see us debate, either from MojoPlays or Watch Mojo, because we're going to be doing more of these. So thank you to my panel.
Thank you, Dan.
Bye, everybody.
And thanks everybody else. Thanks for watching MojoPlays. Be sure to subscribe and click on the link in the description below to check out our suggestion page and vote on what content you'd like to see us cover next.